You know what else? Brett Baer had a beautiful graphic. I might frame it on my wall that had the approval ratings for the last 6 presidents for the first 100 days. Donald Trump is now the lowest. He beat himself. So he was at 45% in the first 100 days of Trump 1.0, and now he's at 44%. His economic ratings have gone down by 20%. The American public don't trust him on cost of living, inflation, all the things he was hired to do. They know the tariffs are a tax on them. The CEOs of Walmart and Target and Home Depot have to go into his office and beg him to stop so that the shelves won't be empty. There are containers coming from China that can't get here because of these tariffs, 145%, or maybe it's 50%.
What does this have to do with the Maryland dad?
Right. It has to do with what Trump is doing. And there are all of these GOP-appointed judges that are ruling against him, saying a path of perfect lawlessness, brazen example of retaliation.
Put it this way, you're just actually undoing your whole point, Jessica.
No, I'm not.
Now, despite what Caroline Leavitt and the Trump administration would like for us to believe, there are some cracks that are starting to show in the MAGA culture.
Don't move. Are you ready? You ready for the other half of it? The previous president, President Biden. So you don't want to hear, you do not want to hear the full story. You don't want to hear the full story. Allow me to educate and bring you the full story. And when you're ready, I'm going to tell you, because I don't want you to yell and not hear the full story. Because you're not listening. You're yelling. Here we go. I'm going to tell you the full story. Here's the full story. The previous administration, Joe Biden, he authorized 53 students to have access to the same database during his administration. 53. He authorized 53 students to have access to the Social Security database. And I didn't hear anybody being upset when Joe Biden authorized that. So how can you be upset when it's that versus Elon Musk? That is not true. Again, if you're going to have a conversation about policy, then answer the question. Chanting is not going to let me answer the question. Donald Trump authorized Elon Musk to have access. I agree with that. Do you know who else agrees with it? Joe Biden. Because Joe Biden gave similar access to 53 students during his administration.
The framers of the Constitution said that every person, not citizen, every person within the jurisdiction of the United States has due process. And we would like to know what you, as the people, the Congress, who are supposed to rein in this dictator, what are you going to do about it? These people have been sentenced to life imprisonment in a foreign country with no due process. Our government cannot do anything. Why won't you do your job, Senator?
Yeah. It's fine. Obeying the Supreme Court. Trump's not obeying the Supreme Court. He just ignores them. Yeah, screw it.
There's been a mandate to the president from the American people. Am I correct?
No.
There's not a mandate by the American people. Overwhelming.
30%.
The Congressional Budget Office, you know what it's going to be by 2035? It's going to be $59 trillion. Did I tell you? You've got people who pay more taxes. The top 1% of this country pays taxes, more taxes.
I can't understand 10 people, let alone 100 people.
It's your budget, not the president. And you are doing us a disservice to set that down and not stand up for us. And
A lot of this stuff will be litigated. Be litigated in court. You don't think I'm going to stand up for you? Stand up. So if we're going to have a town hall, and I'm going to come and stand in front of you and take your questions and try to answer them as honestly as I can, then let's do that, okay? But if you're going to just yell at me, that's not going to be an effective town hall.
Obviously, the Senate and the House has the power of oversight of the government, of the president and people in his administration. It seems to me that Trump and his people are moving very rapidly toward a dictatorship and an oligarchy. That's a very, very serious matter. Our country is in serious jeopardy, it seems to me, cutting Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and a whole lot of other programs, even though they deny they're going to do it. And firing people at will and just randomly isn't solving anything.
That's right.
Statistics.
You got to know what those numbers represent.
But my question is, what are you doing regarding oversight? All the concerns, but I've not heard anything from you or any of the Republicans in the Senate or the House for that matter. And so you have the power of oversight. So the courts are doing their job and doing it really well to rein in Trump and others. But we need to have the Senate and the House also providing oversight. And so it is your job, obviously, which you've been doing for decades. You know it's your job, but we are depending on you and the others to help save democracy.
You speak up very good.
I will address your question. I think I gave you one example of $20 million in the Department of Defense at my oversight. I think I've got another thing. I've got an investigative staff on, and we've got 33 investigations going in. So I'd have to have you. I can't give you all 33 of those investigations.
Now, granted, there will always be that 20-30% of this country's voting base who sticks with Trump, and even after he's done and dead and gone, there's always going to be people who are part of that cult. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people on the outskirts who voted for Trump because they weren't satisfied with Joe Biden. Maybe they didn't have a lot of information on policies. Maybe they got caught up in the propaganda. But nobody's happy about the tariff wars. Nobody's happy about the stock market being all up and down. Nobody's happy about all these thousands and thousands of federal workers who are losing their jobs. People aren't satisfied with these types of things. And we still have 3 years and months left in Trump's in this second term. And, in addition to his administration being completely incompetent, one of the most dangerous things is that they don't care. They really don't care. So, we got a long way to go. And unfortunately, they're just getting started with their destruction. But the good thing is that people seem to be noticing and paying attention. And a lot of people seem to be dealing with buyer's remorse.